call.
Okay.
So both feet on the pedals. Right. You're looking inside. I think we'll get light on the skids around 17 inches, and we'll do this pickup to a hover together.
Okay.
Together-ish. So we're going to start raising the collective at about this speed.
Okay.
It's going to be faster because we should have an expectation.
Okay.
So
we need a
my
little...
expectation is off, right? Like I thought it would take 17 inches, but maybe with the wind or we're not that heavy, whatever, right? So we're already light on the skids.
40 Delta.
And then you're going to wait for the opportunity to call the tower and just tell them the call I gave you.
Okay. Let me think about it.
Civic parking, Civic East departure, Golf.
Palomar Tower, helicopter.
The left one.
Palomar Tower, helicopter 111 Papa Bravo with Gulf at Civic parking for a south or east departure.
Helicopter 111 Papa Bravo Palomar Tower, you want a Civic East departure, is that correct?
Correct, Civic East departure 1 Papa Bravo.
Helicopter 111 Papa Bravo Palomar Tower, roger, departing the Civic pad, we'll be at your red Civic East departure approved when 270 at 900, that's 15.
1 Papa Bravo, thank you.
1 Papa Bravo, thank you.
All right, so now, gauge is in the green, right? Green. Eyes outside, and we're going to slowly come up. It's going to take a little bit of left pedal, a little bit of left cyclic, and I'm also putting in some aft cyclic because I feel it wanting to drift forward a little bit. So we want to come straight up, no yaw, no drift. We're going to go straight forward because the helicopter to our left is already running, right? We would stay away from them anyways. We're going to come all the way to this white circle right here, do a left pedal turn.
Left base approved, and for base.
We're going to stay well away from them. So it's a little bit windy right now, right? So do you feel me like really working the pedals?
Yeah, I sure do.
When that kid takes off, it's going to be a mess. He's going to think like, oh, it's easy. All right, for a takeoff, final. Gauges in the green, warning lights out, and here we go. Stay on with me. So we push forward, we get through ETL.
Okay.
November 4th,
and then we bring our nose back. And we just go through a quick scan. It's KCR. We want to make sure our power is at takeoff, what we need for takeoff power, 21, 22 inches. Speed, we're slowly speeding up to 65 knots. Go ahead, stay on the controls. I'm going to hand it over to you pretty soon.
Okay.
See if it's comfortable to wrap your thumb around, because it's a little turbulent today, and that's really fatiguing, right, to squeeze it so hard with 3 fingers. So try to have a grip kind of like this. There you go.
Okay.
So here we are. We're going to turn left crosswind. Yep, and just kind of hold it. You see how, like, just, you know, one of the key differences between airplanes and helicopters is there's no such thing as neutral. So you know how you might make, like, small reversals in an airplane? You don't want to do that in a helicopter, because it just robs you of lift. And then we're just going to hold a 65 knot attitude and kind of go straight. And that's a gust of wind, right? Try to have both of your feet on the balls of both pedals on the balls of your feet, and have pressure on both of them at the same time. All right?
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Your controls.
Controls.
Your controls.
Clear for takeoff. 1 Delta Bravo.
Good. So you just maintain this, and you see how it's like yawing a little bit? 2 things. One is you hold the cyclic super still so that doesn't happen, and the other is the pedals. Like you know, if it like kind of wants to yaw and do a little Dutch roll, you just dance on the pedals a tiny bit to try to make it as still as possible. All right? You got it.
All right. Controls. Yeah, it is a little bit.
Good. Tiny bit of right cyclic. As you see how we're slowly turning to the left. Take a look at that water tank on the hilltop.
Okay.
Look to see where that water tank is relative to your center beam.
Okay, that's what we're aiming for then.
Yep.
Okay.
If this is, you know, we're going to start working on alignment right now, because that's something that's easier to learn in an airplane, right? Because you got to get that center line between your wheels. On a helicopter, we're less disciplined about it, but it's really important later on when you're doing emergencies.
Okay.
Because, you know, if you can line yourself up with something, that's the only way you know you're going straight at the end of an emergency and not in a skid of some sort.
Okay.
Good. So wherever it is, you just keep it at the same spot. If we manage to go right over it, right, your reference point won't move around left and right. It won't really move around up and down. And then it'll look like it passes right over your left pinky toe.
Okay.
Good. And then just, you know, do like a check on yourself whenever, right? Like everybody, like when we get stressed out at first, we start moving our feet around and like cramping up our body. So you just want to make sure, you know, you've got a good grip like you do right now. Pedals are on the same place of both feet, like balls of your foot. And we'll just maintain this. Go ahead and pull a little bit more power, like 21 inches. We'll climb up to 2,500. And the little Dutch roll that you get, what that is you're moving in and out of trim with the yaw. And when you're in trim, it'll get better lift and it'll pop up a little. And then when you lose, just like in an airplane, right?
14 Echo, left down approved, wind 2709, gust 15, runway 24 for big on. 24, clear for takeoff, left downwind departure for Tango Echo.
That's
over 920, runway 24,
yep.
traffic serious.
So you just bring it back. You don't want to over control. But what your goal should be is eventually, like, sense that something's moving and fix it before it goes.
Okay.
Good. All right, we're going to start to level off. So you probably just want to reduce it down to about 19 or 18 inches of manifold pressure, and then speed up to whatever speed does not have us climb anymore. So does it feel like we're going to be right over that green tank?
No, it doesn't.
All right, so just do whatever feels right.
Okay.
And so that's the secondary scan. Like PSTCR, which they'll go over with you in ground school, is the takeoff scan. ASTCR is the en route scan, right? A is for altitude, S is for speed, T is for trim, C is for course, RP, communication, anti-collision, and R is for RPM.
November 469 Delta, runway 24, left wait traffic.
So this you can arrest by just like small, tiny, feel this. How that kind of is less, is a little bit less than it was. It's not as rhythmic, right? So you're just doing little things to break that rhythm. Go ahead and speed up a little bit. You can probably afford like 75 knots or so, 75, 80 knots. Oh, and then this is the trim. Does that feel a little bit better?
Oh, that feels a lot better.
Okay. That's the trim ball.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really fighting it.
The trim is basically with the symmetry of lift. The faster you go, the more it wants to go to the left, right? Because the advancing half is creating more lift than the retreating half. Good. Go ahead and try to maintain 2,500.
Okay.
Here, 6 Alpha Kilo, runway 24, clear line. Go left, 2 Kilo. Tower, Seminole 254.
And then do you see how on the furthest horizon that we can see, there's a hill with like 3 peaks, a rounder one in the middle, and then a sharper one to the left?
Yes.
Try to aim yourself directly towards the roundest one in the middle. Good. Yep, a little bit like 5 degrees to the left. Good. And then go ahead and speed up. And use speed to get yourself back down to 2,500.
Okay.
So we won't change power. Yeah, we're not going to change power.
Okay.
So you're just going to use kind of like this. So power isn't changing. Eyes outside. Let the nose come forward a little bit. Because you were level or climbing before, right? So now, 75 knots, giving you a couple hundred feet per minute rate of descent. So just give yourself like 80 knots. See how like a very small attitude change results in a fairly big speed change, right? So I want you to get used to like attitude flying.
Okay.
Using your compass and like noticing where it is, like whether or not it's moving up or down. To sense if your altitude is changing, if your airspeed is changing. Because the better you get at attitude flying, the more you have bandwidth to just look outside, you know?
Okay.
Like, because the more you're going to get out of looking outside. In fact, when we start doing our takeoffs and landings, we're just going to go straight to Ramona, because I think you can do it. I just want to do this part with you.
Okay.
But the better you get at like attitude flying, you know, the better you'll take a look out for your course. Altitude, you want 2,500, so good. Keep your speed up until you get to about 2,500, and then we'll just slow down. We'll just, slow down to not descend anymore.
Okay.
Trim looks good. Course looks pretty good. We're starting to go to the right a little bit now.
Okay. I'm looking at this peak right here.
the furthest horizon. So, I mean, and this is like learning the side picture, right?
Okay.
It should be like about 5 degrees to the left. And what it really is like sensing where this intersects with that. So watch this. You see how if you're out of trim, the picture looks different, right? So you kind of have to like do it. So I'm saying, so you just have to like, this is pointed right at the rounded hill. So just kind of stay here, look to see where that hill is relative to this, and you're in trim.
Okay.
But if you need a little bit of pedal and you're out of trim, it'll change, right?
Okay.
Right, Chevy for 249, Delta information, Golf, time 2053 Zulu.
So you see how it changed a tiny bit?
At 13, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 25.
We're going to use that hill to do a right 360 turn. I just want to go through the procedure with you. So we're going to slow down to about 70
activity in the vicinity of the airport
to do our airwork turn because it's a steeper, you know, it's a slightly harder turn. So at 70, that's our maneuvering speed. We'll just use 2,500, I mean 2,600 for here. So first we clear our traffic, right? And then you look in front of you, you've picked your reference point, that rounder hill in the middle. Then you look out at the horizon and your rotor disc, and you put in your bank. That's your cut, right? And then you look over here for your traffic. Then you look inside. Altitude 2,600 looks good. Speed 65. A little slow, so we can raise a little collective and push forward. Trim looks good. Cut looks good. This is like a 15-degree bank, right? Look ahead for traffic. So you want a nice, comfortable circular scan. So it's altitude, speed, trim, cut, anti-collision. Altitude, speed, trim, cut. Okay? All right, you got it. Just maintain.
Visitor approach in use. Landing and departing runway 9er. Caution bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. Attention aircraft, hazardous weather information, Tango for the San Diego area.
The wind is different between there and there, right?
Frequencies. Advise us to contact you have Golf. Ramona Tower information, Golf, time 20.
We're rolling out on this?
Yep. Roll it out when about 5 to 10 degrees before you're there, right? So look outside at your reference point and decide when to roll out.
-11, altimeter 3025. Visitor approach in use. Landing and departing runway 9er.
Out. You see that mountain with the antennas? That's Mount Woodson. Kind of turn towards Mount Woodson.
San Diego area. Available on high Western flight service frequencies. Advise us to contact you have Golf.
So it's information Golf. And let's come down to 2,500. So you can either step to descend or lower the collective. And the wind is out of the east, right? So what you can do, we're already on Ramona's frequency. You can just say Ramona Tower. Helicopter 111 Papa Bravo is 9 miles west. Inbound for the south helipad with information Golf.
549 to South Delta over 3,500. Reverse northbound for this. Aircraft call Ramona Tower. Our transition approved. At above 3,000.
We're still like 8 miles, 9 miles.
Say your call sign only. 549 to South Delta, northbound position. Cessna 54907, just be advised there's a lot of static in your radio. Roger that, 905 Delta.